Have you seen that one video? Have you seen that one video where it's David Blaine and he's performing for a bunch of black guys from the hood? And all of a sudden he takes his card, he makes it vanish. He's like, all right, now look at my pants. And there's a giant cum spot on his pants.
I've seen that.
My gosh. And then he snaps his sister, open your mouth, and the cum comes out.
Yes.
And welcome back to another episode of the Late Night with Nick Thigga podcast. I'm your host, Nick Thigga. To my left is my amazing co-host, Michael Smoot.
What it do? What it be?
Oh, ear rape the boys, all the boys.
Oh, you know it.
All right, so do you want me to tell the story of how we first met? To kick this off, do you want me to tell it, or do you want to tell it?
I'll just jump in when you start telling it. I'll jump in.
All right, basically, how I met this man over here. How I met this man was it's been so long since this happened. I think it was 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, I was in 4th grade. Were you in 6th grade at the time? Or was it like, what was it?
No way, it was 6th grade. I mean, no way.
I don't know. It was the first time I came to church. Or not the first time I came to church, but it was like the first year I'd gone to church. At that church specifically.
Yeah, but you weren't in 4th grade. Like, you were somewhat grown.
Or maybe I was in 6th grade. Y'all were in 8th grade.
It was probably, I was in 8th grade.
Yeah.
I feel weird as fuck if I was hanging out with the kids in elementary school and I was in 6th grade. That would have been wild. Okay, so I was in 8th grade. You were in 6th grade. And I was with me and a few other friends. And one of my closest friends, I'll call him. He was a tall e-boy type dude. I'll call him Dennis. I'm gonna just name every guy in all my stories from now on Dennis. That's gonna be my thing.
That's gonna be confusing.
All right, I'm gonna call this guy Dennis. I won't call every guy Dennis. I'm gonna call this guy Dennis. And you know who Dennis is. You know what I'm talking about. He's a nut rag. He nutted in the rag.
Yeah, I know who we're talking about. Yeah.
So me and my buddy Dennis, he was like the only friend I had at the time. I didn't know anybody else. It was just me and
Really?
Dennis. Yeah.
Nobody else besides that guy.
I have one other person who happens to be in the same room. I'm gonna call him Chad. I'm gonna just say Chad. I'm gonna call this other person Chad. You know what I'm talking about, but I don't want to reveal too much about the structure of the personal life of Nick Thigga just yet. So I'm gonna say I knew Chad. He looks like big fella, Chad. And I knew, but I mean, fuck, I had to censor that.
Dennis. He said Dennis. Cut that out.
All right, Dennis. I knew Chad and I knew Dennis at this time. But anyways, so Chad was one of my only really close friends, Chad and Dennis. So I'm chilling out with Chad and Dennis. They're giving us the debrief about what you're supposed to do at church camp. They're like, no doing drugs, no stealing. Obviously. None of the sexy time, none of that. We're here for the Jesus Christ, and that's it.
Jesus Christ.
Which did not happen, but we'll get to that. But anyway, so so I'm not listening. I'm just chilling out with my only friends, Chad and Dennis. We're chilling inside of, and he's giving the lobby thing. And all of a sudden, I'm like, all right, we're talking our game plan. Well, the guy running the camp's talking. Me, Chad, and Dennis are talking about our game plan of how we're going to sit together on the bus. We're going to get the same bunk bed. We're going to stick together the entire time. And so we do this, and naturally we start cracking jokes because we're dumb 8th graders. So what else are you going to do? So we start cracking jokes every 2 seconds. And
wait, Dennis wasn't in the same grade as y'all?
I can't remember if he was.
I thought he was in the same grade as me. I could have swore he was in the same grade as me.
Yeah, but he acted older, though.
He acted like a little shithead.
That's what he did. Damn. Michael coming with the T in this episode. Jeez.
Yeah. I mean, he's a good kid. It's just.
There was something
about him.
That man was like 20 years ahead of his time. This man was a college student inside of like a 14-year-old's body. Anywho, it's funny. Dennis was the main reason why I got in trouble that day because the guy running the camp, he walks up and Dennis just randomly starts like just clapping and he got everyone super hyped. We all just started cheering for no reason. So stuff like that, and then he'd randomly like make fart noises while the instructor was trying to talk. So finally, we get ready. We're walking on the bus. Me, Chad, Dennis. We're all walking to the bus together. I could thinking, okay, yeah, we're about to sit together. This is about to be great, like the greatest few weeks of my life. I get to the door. Chad and Dennis get on the bus just fine. There's no issue getting on at all. They get to sit together. They sit towards the back of the bus on the same seat. And so I'm going third. I'm to the back of the line. And they go in front of me, and all of a sudden I step up, and the instructor says, "Oh no, man, you can't sit with them. I'm not letting you sit with them. You sit here." And he points to like this random seat in the middle of the bus where no one else was. I'm looking back, and Chad and Dennis are like 5 seats behind me. So I was like, bruh. I was pissed off. I said, great. So now I have to go. The bus was hot. That was another thing too.
Yes.
That
Oh
bus was
my
hot.
God. Like, and they get pissed at you too for opening the windows to be like, it sways the bus. No, it fucking doesn't.
Who says it sways the bus?
I don't know. That's what one of the time, and I was like, okay.
That's major cap.
I'm no scientist, but that doesn't sound right. Anyways, back to the story.
So it was hot, and it sucked because the way it was, my mom she was talking with the instructor, and we all thought we were gonna get like this great, nice, comfortable, air conditioned charter bus with nice leather seats. The way she talked about it, because that's what she got at her church camp experience. They went to church in a nice, cool bus. But I get on the bus.
Girls. That's for the
exactly,
girls.
the girls. And remember, the girls got a separate bus too, because they didn't want
Mhm.
people. They didn't want people.
Yeah, and there was
on the
less
bus.
people in that bus too.
Yeah, it was all nice and big. It was a bigger bus. I swear. It was a
Mhm.
bigger bus. It was more comfortable. I even think I saw one of them open a window, because probably they had a female bus driver who's probably got hot easy, so they probably let them open the window somewhat, or at least keep it open. But our bus was literally a prison bus full of hot, sweaty dudes. And it was like the middle of summer 2014, was it? 2014. Hot.
It was one of them years.
It was so hot, bro. It was like 100 degrees out. So I'm here. I don't get to hang out with my friends. It's hot. It's sweaty. Inside of a small bus, there's like at least like 70 dudes packed onto this bus, small, hot, sweaty bus in the middle of summer. And I thought it was going to be a charter bus. So it's already 3 things. So it's already horrible. And I'm already really pissed off. So I'm chilling there, looking out the window alone, no friends around me. I didn't know anyone. And all of a sudden, just as I thought it could not get worse, and I'm chilling alone, the instructor walks up and says, "All right, young man, this is where you're going to be sitting." And I look up to see who's going to be invading my personal space. And I see a weird, skinny, lanky kid who looks just like Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh my
This
God.
kid. And he sits down. And
I could have swore Chad was with us though. Like we were crammed into one seat. Like you and him.
Nope, it was me and you were crammed in one seat. Chad got to sit back with Dennis.
I thought
Huh.
Okay.
I vividly remember it. Chad and Dennis were having a good time laughing, and I felt left out. And so I was like, well, damn, I'm just alone. Because I didn't have Chad to talk to. And I'm chilling there, and all of a sudden, I didn't know who you were. I was like, who is this kid? He sat down to my left, to the right of me, and we literally sat there in silence for like 30.
Yeah, I was a quiet kid. I mean, I didn't know what to do.
I was awkward. I didn't either. I didn't know anyone else, and I didn't know who you were. It's like, who is this kid? This kid looks freaking weird. And I'm chilling on the bus, and all of a sudden 30 minutes go by. It's hot, awkward, and you're smelling like you smell like Axe deodorant, which is better. I didn't wear deodorant at all.
You smell like some chili pepper, dog.
Just because this is also a really bad idea. We had like tuna sandwiches before we left or something like that too. I vividly remember we had tuna sandwiches on a garlic bun, which is horrible. So I was sweating out tuna and garlic. I smell like tuna and garlic. He smelled like Axe deodorant and
erotic, honestly, is what I hear.
Some of the Thiggas are just sitting there, just like beating them, like, yeah, tell me what bad the sweat was. Oh yeah,
I would have busted by now.
When he said tuna, that got me rock hard. Okay, but so there's that. So yeah, so 30 minutes passed. We're both smelling. I'm pissed off, and it was like a 2 hour drive too. It was
Were
two
you
hours.
actually angry? Were you
I
actually
was
angry?
pissed. I was so mad, and I thought you looked weird as hell the first time I met you.
Man, fuck you. Fuck you.
Fine.
You looked weird. Bro,
Bro,
I'll be like,
I had a big ass forehead, bro. When I was looking out the window in social, I had my man boobies were worse back then. I was built like two mad on crack, bro. You're good. I look way worse. But yeah, we're both sitting awkward, and literally 30 minutes to an hour passes, and finally, Michael looks over and he says, "Is this your first time at camp?" While I was looking out the window, and I slowly just look at him, and then I just looked back, and we just sat in awkward silence for the next hour and a half, and that was
you
it.
didn't say anything to me?
No.
Damn.
I was so pissed I wasn't with my friends.
No, no, no. You said something to me. I think we had
No,
somewhat of a
okay, I
conversation, and
remember
that's
it.
the
No, I
reason
said
why I stuck around with y'all.
I looked over at you and I said, "Yeah," and then I just looked back out the window.
Yeah.
Just said yeah. Then I looked back out the window and that was it. But then, like, of course, during camp, it's one of my favorite memories. I've always noticed my best memories are the ones where it starts off really bad and I hate it, and then it turns out to like be something I'll never forget. Because that week was like one of the best weeks of my life. I met.
Mm-hmm.
I realized he was really funny because we had like an experience where like there's a pillow fights happening around the cabins, and you sabotaged our whole cabin, and you're like running around the back and the front, and they caught you hostage like a bunch of big black dudes. It was like a Riley Reed
Yeah,
scene.
I was scared. Like it's kind of like that picture with the white girl in the middle and then
Yeah,
five black guys
black
around her.
guys. That was you,
Yeah.
bro. Because they grabbed you and they're like, "All right, you're gonna tell us where this cabin is," and they just put you. You knocked on the door and you let him right to our cabin. It was stuff like that. I said, "Oh, this kid's funny," and we talked more over that week, and we became really good friends that week. There's
Hmm.
that. I made a bunch of, but he's like Michael's the closest friend I made that week. So it started off really bad. I hated him at first, but then we became really good friends.
Yeah, I don't remember that year all too much. Like I specifically remember the last year we had together at camp.
The third time, I think. Well,
Sure.
you had more times than me, but the one before COVID hit,
Yeah, yeah.
that makes sense. That's very yeah. I have that's one of the few memories I have. Like a very few memories I stored. That's sort of just one of the few because like you were one of the first friends I made when I moved in. I'm not gonna name drop the state that we're in, but the state that we're in. You were the first friends I made here, and
Texas.
especially from church. Yeah, we'll say Texas. I mean, basically Texas, discount Texas. But yeah, how do you remember that story? Do you remember it at all?
Like last year or the last year we
First
had
time
seen
we
each
met.
other?
No,
Oh, first time we met.
how well do
I
you
don't
remember?
know. I, my memory's always been shit, so
Mm-hmm.
I'll do my best to describe it, but it's relatively the same. But like, what I remember is getting on the bus. It was me, you, and Brad in one spot.
I gotta censor that part. You said.
I mean, Chad. Anyways, Chad, and then we like then I remember what's his name? Dennis.
Mhm.
Dennis. Like we were just chilling. Like you know how we had to wait to get our cabin in the beginning?
Yeah.
Like I remember like we were just fucking around the whole time, especially Dennis was with everybody. That's basically him. He just fucked around that whole time.
I remember remembering a story. Continue. I just remembered something that happened during that
I
week
don't
that
know.
was really
Say
funny.
it.
In terms of fucking around, do you mean like getting with different girls or just in general, like just like being a
Mm,
nuisance?
bro, you remember when he gave that note to what was it, our pastor, and he was like, "Hey, I like this girl,"
What
and
he
like,
did?
yeah,
I don't remember that. Fill me in on that story. Tell me more. I
yeah,
forgot
he
that.
was I don't know. It was random. It was towards the end of the weekend. I think she was from a different location, and she comes in and or no, she doesn't come in. Oh, that'd be wild. I think everybody would lose their shit. Be like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa! What are you doing here?"
Oh
Because
my god.
for context, like all the cabins were separated in boys and girls, or like cabins for boys and then girls were on the other side. And so, but what was it? Yeah, Dennis just walks in and like he wrote a note. He's like, "I like this girl, pastor." I don't know, something like that, bro. That that reminds me of another story, but we'll get back to that. I,
Oh,
I feel like I feel like you had the same story, but
you're
yeah,
good.
he just leaves it, and then like our pastor just walks in. I think he came up to me. He's like, "Michael, you know about this?" And I was like, "No, I don't know anything about it."
I forgot about that till you brought that up. I remember he was like spitting mad game on that girl, bro, and like he even said one time like she walked up to him, she's like, "I had a dream about you last night," and she came in the
Mm-hmm.
room.
Bro, did what was it? I think I fucked up, or I've somehow fucked up like their not relationship, but I fucked it up for him.
Me
I
too. How'd you do it first? Tell me how you fucked it up first.
so I think I was just walking. No, yeah, no, that wasn't the year I started running. That was next year. But I was just walking around because honestly, I didn't care to talk to anybody else besides y'all, and y'all were doing something. And so I
Hmm.
was just walking around, and that girl had come up to me because, she's seen me around Dennis plenty of times. And
Bruh.
she's like, "Hey, can you tell Dennis like something, something, something?" And like, I guess I just
You
was
nigga
not
bitch.
listening because I heard her, but I was like, "Yeah, I can do that." And then like, it was like late at night. 10 was late for me at that time. But I walk in and I just sit down and like I don't say anything to him. Like I just walk in, go to sleep, that's it. And then the next day, Dennis was like, "Bro, like he had spoken to her, and he's like, did she say something to you?" And I was like, "Yeah, what do you mean?" And he was like, "Why did you not tell me?" I was like, "Oh, oh, right, I was supposed to do that, and I didn't."
Damn. Oh, I remember that too now. That was mad funny. I remember.
Hmm. How
Oh
did
my
you fuck
god.
it up?
After church, after the whole church camp thing, we were chilling in church the next week, and
Hmm.
this is back before Dennis really went off like
Deep end.
the deep
Yeah.
satanic end. We were talking.
Is
he
that
was
actually what happened to him, or did he just leave?
he left church, but I remember he used to drop pentagrams inside of notebooks or whatever. He was
Gotcha.
wild. He was way ahead of his time. This man was ahead of his
Way ahead
time
of his time.
and his age. But
Good
anyways,
lord.
he asked, he was like, "Hey, she wants to possibly, she possibly wants to talk more, but she said, she's atheist and her parents are atheists, but her parents just let her go to church camp or made her go just to get rid of her for a week. Should I still talk to her even though she's atheist?" And me being like a stupid 13-year-old, I said, "All right, she's atheist. Just let it go."
Yeah, maybe that's what he had written to our pastor. Now that I'm thinking about it,
No, it was
because
after
that's
church.
oh no. I feel like he knew about this information too, but
Oh,
like he said it to our pastor, like he wrote it on that note I was talking about.
yeah, I
But
remember that now.
anyways, you continue. You being 13, you're like, no, drop her.
Yeah, I just told her no drop her, and they stopped talking after that, which is fine because he had like 50 girlfriends after that, so it's like it's not a big loss because
Yeah, well, he could pull anybody if he wanted
on me,
to.
man. It's I was like, bro, it was the freaking hair and his height that just got him whatever he wanted.
Yeah, like it felt like every week he'd show up with a different girl.
On me, bro, every week. Like for you at home, for you guys at home, this guy, like if you can imagine a Bryce Hall and every TikTok guy, like
Who's Bryce
Dennis,
Hall?
you're blessed you don't know him. Just imagine like a typical fuck boy from your school, and that's Bryce Hall. Every
Oh,
typical TikTok, even like with the whole chin thing with like the nice jawline.
the
Yeah,
yeah,
that.
like backwards hat kind of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
that
emoji.
that was Dennis like 6 or 7 years ago. This man was ahead of his time. I can't stress how hard enough how ahead of his time this guy was. He had the curly hair. He was tall. That's really it. He just had tall and a decent fashion sense, and he just pulled.
That's for sure. That is for sure.
Yeah, this man was ahead of his time. But what were you saying though?
About what?
Oh yeah, so you said like yeah, but I agree though. Yeah, so he had a different girl every week, and that was crazy.
Yeah, that's what it felt like every time.
He did. I remember like there was 1 month where he brought 3 different girls to church. I was like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I specifically remember when he brought this one big gal. And like I don't know why I acted like this, but this is when I was
Is
I
this
mean,
like
I
the
get him.
last one he had before he left church?
No. I think like he was trying to be serious with this girl, quote unquote, or she was trying to be serious, and obviously that's not going to work with
Is that the one that
Dennis
they talked
because
with? Is that the one that they talked for a few months? I think they talked for a few
I
months and we
think
all met him.
so. Like she
Okay,
had
I know what you're
blonde
talking about.
hair, she was white. I think she had brown eyes.
Wait, right quick.
Yeah.
Shows you how many girls this shows you how many girls he had because we're trying to both remember exactly which girl it was.
Yeah.
Me and my
It
class are
could
both
have
thinking
been any of
the
them.
ex. Yeah, but I know what you're talking about now. Blonde hair. I
Yeah.
was thinking about the one with the brown hair, but you're talking about the one with the blonde hair.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Like I remember like the last girl he brought before he just randomly disappeared after a year of not being at church.
Yeah, bro.
But yeah, like this wasn't I was weird, but like I get I'm still weird, but like
Mhm.
not as weird, you know, that cringe age. And
Yeah.
when he was trying to get serious with that one girl, they had like soda, and for some reason, like I just picked the soda up, I looked at this girl, and I just started shaking it up and down, like you know, the hand job motion for some reason. And I was just looking at this girl, just staring her dead in the eye, like, what are you gonna do about me? And like looking back on it, I don't know why I did it. And then I just cracked it open and walked away and just sipped it. I can't tell you why. I really cannot tell you why.
Bro, we were some weird kids, bro.
Mm-hmm.
We were some weird, twisted kids. But yeah, there's man, camps were a good time. I still look. I know you aren't like a huge fan of camps, but I don't know. I was so antisocial. It was a good time for me.
Yeah. I think yeah, camp is where you did a bunch of magic too. Like you developed
Yeah,
that, and everyone was like, "Wow, he's the magic kid." And
yeah, I
they'd be like,
remember
"Have you seen the magic kid?" I'd be like, "Yeah, he's like my best friend." So
that. Oh my god, I miss my magic phase too. That was a good time. It got to the point where like I did magic all the time. I'll talk about some of my magic, my magic quote unquote career, whatever it was when I was younger.
mhm.
From I'll tell my audience from 12 I think it was 15, I religiously did magic everywhere. I had a magic kit I brought with me to every place I visited. Or it was yeah, 12 to 16. From 12 to 16, I had a magic kit I brought with me everywhere. No, I got really good at magic. I learned every bit of it just to become popular. I'm an attention whore. I still am. That's why I run this channel. I'm still an attention whore, but especially back then, like
Yeah.
it was wild. I love the attention I got when I did it. But it got to the point, even in high school, like I do magic. Like the principal would ask me, just call me out of class sometimes and be like, "Hey, show me that one trick. This officer
No
told me to do
way.
magic."
No way he'd actually do that shit.
Dead ass. I'd be walking. One time, like, I shit you not, I was walking because at our old school, like it had this weird like second story, so you had to walk up the stairs to get to the second story and walk back to class.
Yeah.
And there's this counselor walking by, and she said, "Oh, you're that one magic man. Hey, show Mister Pot a trick." I'm gonna call him Mr. Pot. Show Mr. Pot a trick. And I walked in. He's actually like, "What the?" He's actually fooled by it. But yeah, I did that. I did that, and then one time I didn't like. There's this Karen. She was Karen before Karens got really bad. I had a Karen substitute teacher, and she was just randomly like giving all the kids detention
Hmm.
after school, even though she didn't have the right to do that because she was a sub, but she was doing it anyways. Like half the class got detention, including me, because I was a loud, annoying, fucking son of a bitch in high school
I
sophomore
heard
year.
that.
But I did that. I got in trouble, and after class, like when everybody left, they had to like come back to detention after school. I said I'm gonna do some big brain tactics. So I stayed an hour after class, and I gave her a whole magic show. And no, it wasn't even. I think it was only like 15 minutes. It wasn't even an hour. I just stayed 15 minutes after class. I did a few card tricks, and she laughed. And she says, "You know what, young man? I'm not giving you detention." And she took it off. I didn't get detention just because I was good at magic.
There we go.
But
Saved your
yeah,
butt.
it was just annoying because everywhere. In I say this because it was the same way at church camp. Everywhere I walked at school, everyone was always like, "Hey, you're the magic kid. Show us some magic. Show us
Yeah.
some magic, magic kid. Do some magic. You're the magic kid, right? Do a trick." It happened until I just straight up started saying no. I'd get harassed to do it all the time. But yeah, I remember that
Mhm.
church.
You for sure did. Like everywhere you went, they'd be like, "Oh my god,
Uh,
the magic kid! Like do a magic trick," and you'd be like, "Okay." You do some simple shit, and they'd be like, "Ah, holy shit! How the fuck did he do it?" They just lose their minds over this.
remember. It's because I learned how to like make the simplest thing. Like I just make two cards trade places, but I'd studied performance for so long. I knew how to make this, and I watched so many David Blaine clips. I knew how, like David Blaine can like literally just like take a shit in the street, and it was like, oh, how do you do that? How do you open his butthole and defecate? What? yo, Daquan, look at this. This man just took a shit.
Daquan.
Daquan, look. And David Blaine just stands there and he's like, all right, pick it up, smell it. It smells like my grandma. Oh my God. All right, open up the top flap of, open the top flap of my shit. And like his cards inside the top flap.
Bro, what?
wait, have you seen that one video? Have you seen that one video where it's David Blaine and he's performing for a bunch of black guys from the hood? And all of a sudden he takes his card, he makes it vanish. He's like, all right, now look at my pants. And there's a giant cum spot on his pants.
I've seen that.
And
Oh my God.
And then he snaps his sister, open your mouth, and the cum comes out.
Yes.
Oh my God, I have to insert that clip. Oh my God.
Look down, Nathan.
Oh shit! You just busted a nut.
Look again.
Where'd it go? Oh, yo!
I need to learn that. If I ever learn magic again, I'm gonna learn that specific trick. That's the only thing I'm gonna perform over and over again.
If I was gonna learn magic, I'd just learn that and that's it. They'd be like, "Oh, can you do some magic for us?" I'd be like, "Yeah," and like that's it. And they'd be like, "Is that all you can do?" I'd be like, "Yep."
Do it again. The one sus guy walks up, do it again.
Gets turned on. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to stop it here.
But yeah, there's that. So yeah, but I learned how to make simple stuff look cool. But yeah, I remembered that when you said everybody harassed me to do magic all the time. My first year was making friends, and my second year of camp was the magic year.
Yeah, I feel like didn't you somewhat start the first year like you were like just messing around with it, and then
yeah.
The second year you really like you developed your craft over the year, and then like you came to church camp and you started doing it for
that.
people.
I was ridiculously good at magic for some reason. I indulged in that. Like I knew like every like you could not catch me off guard because I used to get heckled, but I found a way around everything, bro.
Yeah.
I knew how to handle because one guy he walked up to me and he was like, when I was doing magic, he's like, "Aren't you the Gerber life baby?" And I did something. He was trying to, when I was in the middle of a trick, and I said, "Hang on, let me try something. Hold out your hand and just look at it. I'm gonna try some hypnotism. Hold out your hand and just slowly drift towards your hand." And he put his hand on his mouth, and I'm like, "Snap! All right, keep it there." So he covered his mouth, and then I kept going, and he just said, "Oh shit," and just left.
Bruh.
And I had that gag paired for any time I got heckled. It was stuff like that where I was just ready for anything. So I was overly prepared to do magic at camp for that week.
I remember at one point you were like, we were just talking, and then you were talking about your magic, and then you're like, man, being so good at magic kind of sucks. And I was like, "Oh, why is that?" And he was like, I can't really pull any bitches now because I'm the magic man.
Did I say that?
You had said something like that.
My God.
Like, I can't remember what reason you had come up with, but like you had said that to me. I was like,
bro,
okay.
I was so down bad back then. My God, I was down.
Oh, you definitely were, especially that last year. But that's a story I'm sure for another time.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck, I'm gonna just tell the story. I'm gonna just tell this fucking story on this podcast. First year, Fred. Second year, Magic. Third year, I was down bad and I got the worst head of my life. Let me explain this story about that shithead. Let me just hope I'm not being heard while I tell this story. I'm gonna just tell it briefly. I'm gonna make a video explaining this more in depth in the future for my channel. Like when I get more people to tell it to. This is like the story I tell everyone. Basically, me and Michael, 3 years into camp, we've been hanging out for a while. We're close. We're doing retarded shit in the lunch line. We're just chilling in the lunch line. This nigga's making fucking Naruto symbols This
Yeah, I
man.
was being fucking stupid that year. I mean, what? When was I
For
not? I was
yeah,
away
no,
from
every
my
year.
parents, so why would I not be?
But this dope. I think you're most inside of yours, like your pocket on that year, though. I think you're the most comfortable that year.
Mm-hmm.
You're just vibing that year. You got really good at running and stuff like that. So that was a good year of church camp. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, but anyways, so there's that. He's doing our science, and I'm literally just chilling out. I'm fat at this. I'm less fat now, but I was really fat then. In the side of I was sweating because it was hot outside inside this lunch line for some shitty camp food.
Yeah, some shitty ass food. The only thing that was good about that was the drinks. They had some high C. I said, "Whoa, Lord."
A quick. People are gonna hate me for always detouring all my stories, but like the meme about the Sprite, McDonald's Sprite.
Mm-hmm. Where it's
That was
like it
if
hits.
that hits and they make it like a golden bowl. I swear that was the sweet tea from camp, bro.
Bro, my God, they had the gold peak in there, and I was like, damn,
It
that
wasn't
was
like
good.
gold peak you get from like the gas station or the grocery store. Like it was like
It was the
legit
good
as
shit.
brewed. Oh, I miss that, bro. I might go to camp just to get some more of that tea. I'm gonna just get like
I'll
20
sneak you in.
gallons. All right, bet. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna volunteer as a leader just to go and be like, all right, kids, run off, and I'm gonna just chill by the the drink stand the whole time.
Yeah, well, like we'll go to the back, and I know how it works because I used to work at Chick-fil-A, and like they just plug it into a box with like the stuff in it. We'll just steal the box.
We just steal the entire box and just study how they brew it. I swear they put some extra sugar or some crack or something inside of
There's
that.
something to it. There was
That
something to it.
I can't stress to y'all enough how bomb this tea was. Anyways, I'm going on a tangent. It's hot, so I'm sweating. We're chilling there, and all of a sudden, so basically, what I'm trying to say is we look like the biggest retards on earth. We were two retards. We were looking like retards, bro. It's a fat black kid in glasses doing Naruto signs. We look like retards. No girl should ever be interested in this. But for some reason, I'm standing there like like looking at Michael do hand signs, and all of a sudden, this girl walks up. She says, "I like your shirt." And I'm gonna call this girl Karen.
No. She was standing right in front of us, wasn't she? And like she
Was
turned
behind
around
us.
and said something to us.
No, Karen was
No, she
behind.
was behind us. Then she
Yeah,
got in front of us at one point, I believe.
and Karen kept just like subtly looking up, looking at you do these like Naruto hand signs over and
Yeah, I
over
was being
again.
fucking stupid,
And I was like,
especially around this girl.
wait, were you doing it more on purpose because she was looking?
I don't think I was doing it more on purpose. I think I like slowly stopped because I was just like, Michael, I think I think it's not the time right now.
I remember we did that, and yeah, she keeps doing the fucking hand signs, and then she looks back, and all of a sudden she says, "I really like your shirt," and I was like, "Is a girl talking to me right now?" This is
You got a compliment? You got a compliment?
because no, it's a junior. It was weird because like I've been suffering all this time down bad in high school. Why is this the moment a girl finally approaches me? Out of all times, why now? Like this is when I'm not trying and I'm not looking for anything. So she says, "Can I sit with you guys?" And we're like, "Okay." And she seemed cool the first time, and so she did that. And all of a sudden, she's like, "I'm gonna sit in church with you guys."
Mm.
Okay, like the Tyler Creator me. Okay,
We.
and so we did that, and church comes because every night they have church. It's this church camp. So
Yeah,
we had to have
we have
church in the church
morning
camp.
and night church.
Yeah, morning, night church. And so night church comes around. She sits with us.
Bro, and they were like 3 hour long services. Oh my God. I could swear they were. Every night I wanted to blow my brains out for how long they were. They just dragged it fucking out every single night.
Yes, man. That's because I think they're
They were like,
Pentecostal.
yeah, they were like, we got to get closer to Jesus. And I was like, okay, that's great and all, but look, I'm tired and you're expecting too much out of what? I was sophomore that year. You're expecting too much out of a sophomore that year.
I was a junior, so I was like, same here, man. Just anyone who's under the age of 30 does not need to be inside of a 3-hour church service.
Mhm.
Let me show you.
So you already know we got the hamburger right here. No. girlfriend got it for me. That's from Brahms. Looks like it's got ketchup, mustard,
Nobody looking at me and say, "We died."
pickles,
Yeah.
and cheese on it. That shit looks good. Oh man, I mean,
Oh yeah. It means the world to me. It means the world to me.
so good. Okay.
And it's a long 3-hour service that no one should have to sit through. And then all of a sudden, Michael gets in his zone. He's he's focused in, and I
Nah,
get ready to
I was probably gonna fall asleep at that point.
probably. But I remember I think it was at night. She was like walking. I was getting ready to walk towards the front, and she was like, "Hey, aren't you gonna stay back here with me?" And you looked over,
Mhm.
and you're like, "Bruh, she tried to test you. Don't fall for
Yeah,
it." Don't
I
do
heard that shit and I was like,
it. Yeah, she was gonna thought. So I said, "Nah, screw that," and I still walked to the front. I wasn't simping to that point.
yeah, fuck
But
them hoes.
I should have said that the whole time. But um, afterwards, church ends, and I'm walking out, and all of a sudden I was simping. I was like, tonight is the night I become a man.
Mm.
And so I was trying to get in a decently I was trying to get a decently private area.
Mm.
And how do I say their names without saying their names? I'm gonna say this one kid was named Lemon.
Oh, okay.
So one kid was named Lemon, and the other kid was named Bucket because he had a shirt that said Bucket on every day.
Bro, didn't he wear glasses and
Yeah,
he was smaller than us for some. He was nice though. He's
yeah,
very
he looked
nice.
really nerdy. He was a chill dude, but like him and Dennett, wait,
He said
that's not the name.
lemon, I think.
Yeah,
Lemon.
him and Lemon were like together the whole like they're like following me when I was trying to get to a private area with
Bro, they
Karen.
were following you all around.
It was like a
And like I
cartoon,
knew
bro.
something was going on, so that's like I did like I no, they were following you every single
Everywhere.
night.
Yes, they were. I don't know. God, bro, it makes me mad. I was trying to get privacy, and
Yeah,
they could not take the social cues.
yeah, that's why I always would go off and do whatever because I knew like
Yeah,
I was trying to be like, okay, he's chilling with this woman.
I respect you
So
so much for that, bro. You have common sense, like a real one. You
yeah,
got
it
one.
was obvious. I
Obvious,
mean,
but for some reason they're literally like slumping like this, bro. I kid you not. Like they're just dragging their
bro,
feet like.
he still walks like that.
It was so annoying, bro. They were just both just slopping behind me. And finally, I think like 30 minutes yeah, 30 minutes passed, and me and her were walking nonstop. And I finally just turned around and said, "Can y'all leave so I can have some privacy?" And they said, "Oh, okay." Just
Like,
walked.
oh, I didn't know you need privacy. Oh, should have
Like,
told us
yeah,
earlier.
if I'm
Shut the fuck
walking
up.
if I'm walking with a chick, bro, and it's just me and her, like obvious. Anyways, me mad. Anyways, I do that. So I did that, and we walked over to a random. It was a full moon too, so it was a really nice night.
Yeah, y'all walked to storage containers is what I remember.
It was on it was near the whatchamacallit, the old
The fields.
yeah, we walked past the fields, we walked past everything else. We sat on one bench, and the first bench we sat at, we were chilling there. We start oodling the noodles. I'll just say that
Mm.
we oodled some noodles, and then
Oh yes,
I was sudden
please.
a youth bro, what was that noise? Anyways, okay, I never told you this part of the story. This is your first time hearing this. We walked the first bench we went to oodle the noodles. We're doing it. All of a sudden, a youth pastor, one of the leaders comes by, and he starts setting up this like ping pong table, and we both just look at him, and he said, "Oh, y'all fine, y'all are good. I ain't finna say none. Y'all good."
Yeah, like you're gonna continue after that while he's just standing right there.
He's like, yeah, yo.
Yeah.
That was so awkward, dude. And so we looked at each other like I was like, nah. So we just walked to a completely different area,
Mm-hmm.
campgrounds, and we walked towards like the near the forest where like you'd see Jason Voorhees just vibing. I'm sure Jason Voorhees with the ski mask was like, oh yeah, in the forest near. But yeah, we went to that forest. We started oodling the noodles again, and then here's where the camp went horrible. I All of a sudden she gets ready to take on the meat spectrum, the sausage. She gets ready to eat Nick Thigga sausage, and I was like, "This is the moment I become a man."
Oh yeah, definitely.
And she goes over to eat the sausage, and I swear I had I had my meat grinded, guys. Is like that I was
Circumcised.
I was circumcised for the second time of my life. I can officially say circumcised twice. Do you know that scene in Do you know that scene in Saw where like they strap the guy down and like they put the little bear traps in his arm or whatever, and then like the machine slowly starts tearing and turning, and skin slowly peels off.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me. I was that one guy in Saw who got his skin peeled off. It's like a bear trap, and it just slowly just tore everything apart, just little by little for like an excruciating 2 minutes. And finally, I just said, you know what? I don't want to get caught. Let's just.
Well, what happened in the middle of it too? Like I come flying by. I remember you had said something.
Michael was like doing laps around the whole campgrounds, and
Mhm.
it's funny. We were walking, and I just saw a dark figure go by, and I was like, zoom. It was like a shooting star. And I said, "That's my good luck charm." The good luck charm did not work because it was a horrible. I got my meat grinded.
Bro, did she have braces on?
No.
Did she have braces? No.
No,
Okay.
she just had really big front teeth for some reason.
God, my favorite.
I remember afterwards, I was like, "Bruh, you're supposed to make old granny lips when you do that stuff." And she said, "Really?" And I said, "Yes. You don't use."
You
teeth."
had to tell her?
Yes. It was so bad, bro. But yeah, and then after that, I was, man, I'm guessing like we still talk, we still cool after that night, but I wasn't really eager to oodle any more noodles because I'm like, I value my privates, bro. I still want to pee in the morning.
Yeah, definitely.
Piss in the morning, so I wasn't as eager to oodle the noodles. And I think she caught on to that. And then Lemon, I think she's like all of a sudden, because I wasn't giving her enough attention, she goes over to Lemon, and she's like, Nick isn't hugging me the right way. Like, watch, give me a hug. I want to show you the correct way he was supposed to hug me. And then and then she was like, oh yeah,
Oh yeah, didn't she start having feelings for Lemon at one point?
yeah, she had feelings for me, and then she also had feelings for Lemon, and she started flirting with Lemon. She was like, "Oh yeah, I touched my leg."
I remember that.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh yeah." He rubbed my leg, and like when he gave me a hug, he gave me a really awkward hug. He gave me a hug. I want to show me the right way to give a hug.
Yeah, bro, what was it? Yeah, that's when I started to not like her. I was like, damn, she's a bitch. Like,
what did she do? Because I know she did worse when I wasn't around.
yeah, oh my God. I remember like it was the next week after camp, and like, we were doing service. And I look over, and this motherfucker has on his back screen, or his screen, her on it. And I was like,
wow.
Yeah. I was like, that's disrespect. That's the guy 101, or the guy code you don't break.
Base code. Bro, I remember after camp, the week after camp, I was at church, and I just looked at him, and he was just real quiet around me. He was super awkward. And I said, I know what's up. I wasn't salty.
Yeah.
I said, one, if you enjoy having your meat grinded, that's fine. I don't care. You can have your meat grinded if you have any lemon. You can take it. I don't really care. And it said it's only a week fling, so I didn't really care, but I did think it was messed up. Like this dude.
Yeah,
But,
that was disrespect.
I didn't know he had care on the back screen. That confirms it. I never knew that.
Yeah, I don't think I said anything to you because I was like,
Oh, you could have said something. It's fine. I assumed. I said it's pretty messed up, but I assumed. I wasn't even salty about it.
Mm-hmm.
I think after camp, like I tried to. She didn't even have like a legit phone. I'm pretty sure she did have a legit snap, but she just wasn't giving it. She gave me her phone number after camp, and she's like, "Oh, because I'm grounded. which I believe she's grounded because she was freaked. But I said, she said I only have Google Hangouts, so just text me on Google Hangouts on the computer, and I can't FaceTime or anything. But I'm sure it was cap. I'm sure she had like a secret snap or whatever.
Oh, bet she did.
Yeah, she probably did. That's how they did whatever else on Snapchat. But I was like, whatever. So I didn't care. I wasn't too pressed about it after camp, which I was surprised.
Yeah.
I'm surprised I wasn't more down bad than I was after that. After camp, I was down bad throughout that whole until like senior year. I was just always just simping for every chance I got. Michael, I want you to explain the story to wrap everything up of the time that we were chilling out we had like the sleepover. I want you to tell the story of what it was like when you got gangbanged underneath the couch.
Oh, I don't know. That's very brief of what happened. I mean,
I'll set up the story and then you can tell your experience. I'll set up and then you can finish the story off. So we were chilling. I used to have a bunch of sleepovers when I was younger. It was a great time. It was me, my friend Chad, Michael, and Dennis. We were all in a tight friend group of retards, and we used to hang out at my house for my birthday and everything. And there's one other weird kid, but anyways, yeah. So we used to hang out in our stupid little friend group. And then one time, we had a sleepover, and Michael, we were looking for Michael for like 5 minutes straight. And then all of a sudden he's like, "Hey guys, I'm down here." And we look and he's just hiding underneath our black futon, and we all just start kicking the fuck out of him.
Yes. Oh my God. Now I remember it.
Tell the story from your perspective, because I never got it from your perspective.
Yeah. I just remember like I don't know what y'all did. Like two of y'all had walked out for some reason. Like I guess one of them was getting pizza, one went to the bathroom, and then one was just sitting there like watching the TV. So I was like, okay, I'll just get under the bed. Or not bed, but the futon. And then I don't know, y'all come back and then you're like, oh, one of y'all said, where's Michael at? And then like everyone was like, I don't know. And what was it? I was just chilling there. I was just sitting, like, I was laughing too, because I was like, oh, this is so funny. They don't know where I am at. And they're like, oh, God, we can't find Michael. And I was like, I'm here. And then I think Chad, no, not Chad, Dennis, like, kicked me. He was like, oh, my God, just being him. And then, like, everyone else joined in on it. And then I think your mom had walked in after that. She's like, get out of the futon. And I was like, what? I like it under here. It's comfy. And she's like, no, what if it breaks on you? I was like, man, better for me because I'll be dead.
The funny thing is, a few months later, it actually broke too. So I think I might have been part of it because you were underneath there and it didn't help it. And then people were stomping on top of it while you were underneath. It was stuff like that incident, and then the last time we had the sleepover, our friend Dennis, and this is why I started the podcast, Michael called Dennis a shithead. We're chilling, and everyone's like sleeping, and all of a sudden I remember I heard it because he was beating his meat so hard I woke up and heard it, and I just look over, and this man like he nutted in a random napkin. He just nutted for some reason and threw it underneath our TV, and like I think a few days later, my mom's cleaning up, and she's like, "What is this?"
And it was crusty at that point, bro. That's the reason we were never invited back.
Yeah, we never had a sleepover after that day because man left the nut rack underneath the table.
God, oh my God, what wild times.
That's all the time we have for this week's podcast. Michael, do you have any last words you want to say to all the Nick Thiggas out there?
No, but thank you for letting me be on the podcast. I do appreciate it. I have a lot of fun, and I'm sure there's going to be many more times where I get to speak here.
Yes, you're a good co-host. We have a good history going on. We've had a good history. A lot of good retard moments between getting my meat slashed in half and Michael. Yeah, you didn't give any of your simp stories. Next time we do next week's episode after Bonsai Lamar, I'm gonna ask you about some of your simp stories. You got to give some of your simp stories.
I had simp stories. You're gonna have to fill me in on those next time.
Ukulele. You know who I'm talking about? Ukulele.
I feel like that's close to the name of what you're talking about.
Yeah, ukulele.
Yeah,
Attack on Titan ukulele. There are some interesting stories there.
Yep.
You had some, and you simped. You don't want to be simped many times.
Hey, I dated her. So
yeah, Yeah, I told my weird meat grind story. You got to tell your sim story next on the next week's episode.
Oh, I'll tell it. I'll definitely give all the details.
Make sure you guys don't miss next week when I have Bonsai Lamar, the one, the only Monkey Man, on the podcast next week. Make sure you guys follow the Discord. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube. Subscribe to this podcast if you liked it. Subscribe because I need more social validation. Don't cut your cock in half. Don't shit in your jeans. It's bad for you. Take it easy, guys.